This is Veriscope News. Verified news. Clear context. Each report explains one verified development using primary data. The focus is accuracy. The tone is neutral. Today's report examines U.S. consumer sentiment and inflation expectations based on survey data released in early February. Consumer sentiment measures how households perceive the economy. It reflects confidence, not spending. Confidence influences planning. It affects when households make purchases. It shapes expectations about prices and income. The University of Michigan's surveys of consumers has tracked these views for decades. The survey provides consistent measurement across time. Changes in sentiment offer insight into how households interpret economic conditions at a specific moment. In February, U.S. consumer sentiment declined unexpectedly. The Consumer Sentiment Index fell to 67.8. In January, the final reading was 71.1. Economists surveyed by Reuters expected the index to remain unchanged. Instead, confidence weakened. The February reading marked the lowest level in 7 months. At the same time, inflation expectations rose. Households now expect prices over the next year to rise by 4.3%. That is 1 percentage point higher than January's 3.3% reading. Longer-term expectations also increased. Consumers expect inflation over the next 5 years to average 3.3%. That compares with 3.2% in January. It represents the highest 5-year expectation reading since June 2008. The survey data were collected through February 4th. A final reading for February will be released later this month. The Consumer Sentiment Index is composed of 5 components. These include assessments of personal finances. They include views on current business conditions. They include expectations for the future. Each response is standardized. The components are weighted. They are combined into a single index value. Over the past 10 years, the index has typically ranged in the low to mid-70s. Readings below that range indicate weaker confidence relative to recent history. Inflation expectations are measured separately. Respondents are asked to estimate future price changes. 1-year expectations tend to move more quickly. They respond to recent price experiences. 5-year expectations usually change slowly. They reflect longer-term confidence in price stability. Over the past decade, 1-year expectations commonly ranged between 2.5% and 3.5%. The increase to 4.3% is notable within that context. 5-year expectations near 3.3% are less common. The last comparable level occurred in mid-2008. Households. Lower sentiment indicates increased caution. Households reported weaker views on personal finances. When confidence declines, spending decisions often become more conservative. Large purchases are more likely to be delayed. Higher inflation expectations reflect concern about future prices. These concerns center on everyday costs. Prices. Inflation expectations do not directly set prices. They reflect how consumers interpret recent price changes. When expectations rise, households may adjust spending behavior. Price sensitivity can increase. Retailers monitor these shifts closely. They help inform pricing and inventory decisions. Jobs and labor. Consumer confidence influences labor demand indirectly. Spending supports revenue. If spending growth slows, hiring plans may adjust over time. These effects tend to emerge gradually. The survey does not predict labor outcomes. It provides context. Savings and investment. Higher expected inflation can influence saving behavior. Households may reassess how savings retain value. Some may increase precautionary savings. Others may emphasize short-term liquidity. Responses vary across income groups. The survey reflects aggregate views. Businesses. Businesses track sentiment as a demand signal. The February survey showed a 12% decline in buying conditions for durable goods. Durable goods include appliances, furniture, and vehicles. These purchases are often postponed during periods of uncertainty. A broad decline suggests caution across consumer segments. Economists will review the final February sentiment reading. They will compare it with the preliminary estimate. Upcoming inflation data will be monitored. This includes consumer price measures and consumption-based indexes. Inflation expectations will be evaluated over multiple months. Trends matter more than single readings. Survey-based expectations are compared with market-based indicators. Differences provide additional context. No conclusions are drawn from one report alone. This report reflects household perceptions during early February. It does not forecast outcomes. Lower sentiment signals caution. Higher inflation expectations signaled concern about prices. These measures help explain how consumers interpret economic conditions. They provide context for future data releases. Survey construction and sampling. The University of Michigan survey is conducted monthly. It samples households across regions. Responses are collected by phone and online methods. Sampling weights adjust for demographic representation. Preliminary readings use partial samples. Final readings incorporate additional responses. This structure allows early insight while maintaining accuracy. Inflation expectation methodology. Respondents are asked to provide numerical estimates. They are not given ranges. 1-year expectations reflect short-term views. 5-year expectations capture longer-term outlooks. Responses are averaged. Outliers are statistically adjusted. These methods allow comparison across decades. Normalization. Each component of the sentiment index is normalized. This ensures consistency over time. Changes in one component can influence the overall index. However, no single response determines the outcome. The index reflects aggregate movement. Historical comparability. The survey methodology has remained largely consistent. This allows long-term trend analysis. Periods of elevated inflation expectations have occurred before. They have coincided with broader economic transitions. Historical context helps interpret current readings. Revision process. Preliminary readings may be revised. Final readings incorporate late responses. Revisions are typically modest. They reflect improved sample completeness. This process supports accuracy without distorting trends. Data use and interpretation. Survey data describe perceptions. They are not forecasts. They complement official price measures. They add context to economic analysis. Policymakers, businesses, and researchers use these data cautiously. Closing technical note. These technical elements explain how the data are produced. They help stabilize interpretation over time. They also provide pacing consistency for long-form analysis. You have been listening to Veriscope News. Verified news. Clear context. This report was based on primary survey data and verified reporting. Thank you for watching.